Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, leaders and coaches, and welcome to the Recharge, the English version. Yes, we used to have Malayalam version once upon a time, but now we have stopped that, and now it's only the English version. Now, those who are here for the very first time, we keep it very minimal for around about 20 people or less than that. Earlier, it used to go for more than 50 and 70 in all. But we had a big challenge because most of the people were guests who used to come from, not from the family itself, and therefore they end up asking questions, and our team members or our family members, they never get the opportunity to ask questions or get any sort of clarification. So keeping that in mind, we came up with a plan that hereafter we'll be giving this slot only for our members. They can attend this program, and whenever they feel they want to go, they can go. So it's open from 7:30 until 9 o'clock. So you can be here till 9 o'clock. That's sharp 9 o'clock. We'll stop it because we don't go beyond 9 o'clock. So we'll keep it up to 9 o'clock. We are very keen about the time. So 7:30 until 9, that's our timing. You can ask any question. You can stay till 9 o'clock, or if there are other people, they can pop in before 9 o'clock because there are a lot of people who are very busy and they have got busy schedule and so forth. So whenever they feel that it is the best time for them to chop in, pop in, sandwich in, they are absolutely free to do that as well. So thank you very much for all the leaders for joining me in here. So let's start with the question. There is nothing, this is all about you. So it's not about me, it's not about presentation, it's not about pitching any program and so forth. It's all about Q&A. So you may ask me any question with regards to leadership, management, anything to do with your personal development, your personal mastery, your whatever it is regarding to you. You're more than free to ask me any questions with that. Go ahead, please. Don't feel shy. Yes, anyone, go ahead. Some of you are in the office. I know that some of you are in the office, so I know that you have your own limitations. However, if you want to ask me any questions, just go ahead and ask me questions.
Sensei, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, Anish?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. How are you?
Good, good. I'm absolutely fine. Thank you.
Sensei, my first question is about studying and learning. In our school, we are focusing on teaching and studying mainly. Now, I believe now we need to focus on facilitating and learning. That will be much more good. I believe so. So what is your suggestion?
Okay. First, let's understand what is the difference between studying and learning. Okay. Studying is more related to academics. Okay. It's more related to go and study this book or whatever it is, go and read. And all those are connected with academics. Okay. Whereas learning is different from studying. Studying also means somebody asking you to do it. You go and study. Okay, it's somebody or the teachers asking you to go and study. Learning is something which comes more or less from within you. Now, the learning happens when you start growing, automatically the learning starts improving. If you are a person to grow, if you are somebody who wants to grow and excel in your life, then naturally you have to go for learning. Am I right? You will be learning, and learning could be anything. For example, you can learn martial arts. You can learn how to kick somebody from the back. You can learn how to cook. You can learn how to write. You can learn how to do a video presentation. That's learning. That's not studying. That's learning. So in one way or other, learning is coming from the heart. For teaching, you need students. Because a teacher cannot teach until and otherwise the teacher does not have students. But you can learn without a teacher. You got the difference?
Yeah.
Once again, I repeat, as a teacher, if you are a teacher, then you need students in order to teach. It could be students, it could be participants, it could be whatever it is you call them. But you need someone in front of you to teach. However, for learning, you don't require a teacher. You don't require a guru. You don't require anything. You can learn from anywhere. Now, I'll give an example. You can learn from somebody while you're traveling in the train in a busy bus or whatever it is, there are two people talking, having conversation. You're not studying something, but you can learn something from them.
Yes, exactly.
You're sitting somewhere and you can see a parent behaving in such a wonderful way with his or her child. You're learning. That person, that father or that mother is not a teacher, but still you're learning.
Yes.
But if that person has to teach you, then there should be a student. So today, in today's world, it's much more challenging for teachers because they need to find students. But for students, they don't need a teacher because it's part of the learning. Yes. Number two, your second question was about facilitation.
Yeah.
Teaching and facilitation. Teaching is the old way. It's the old school teaching. When you teach, you must have the capability. You must be a subject matter expert. Now, while teaching, there's also limitations. For example, if you are in a school, the teacher knows only about the book. The teacher does not know what's happening in the world. You're with me?
Yes, yes.
How many of you agree? Just raise your hands if you agree to that. If you are a student, if you're in a school, the teacher is teaching based on the syllabus, based on the information she's been asked to share, based on the book. Therefore, a student will grow to the maximum capacity of the teacher. Teacher is the limitation. How many of you agree with that? Teacher becomes the limitation because teacher is the one to give the information or share knowledge. However, if it were to be facilitation, and if it were to be challenged based, where the teacher gives you an assignment to go and learn, discover, and find out on this particular topic, then teacher is no more the limit. How many of you got it? Did you get that, Anish?
Yes, I got it.
So therefore, when you become a facilitator instead of a teacher, and you give the freedom to the children, to the students, to your participants, to your team members to fly and to get information, knowledge, insight, etc., find out by themselves. And when they come to the classroom, when they come to the meeting hall or the meeting auditorium, whatever it is, and when they share the information with everyone around, including the teacher, becomes a learner.
Exactly.
How many of you got this? So the teacher becomes a learner.
For example, A for apple, B for ball instead of
Exactly, correct. Because if the teacher teaches you A for apple, then the student will never think about anything beyond apple. Now, learning, there are people, as I always say, learning has to be vertical and it should never be horizontal. Meaning you have to always learn one topic, one thing at a time. Don't put your feet into two different things whereby you will collapse and you will never go. That is a strict principle from my side. And that is something I would highly recommend everyone to do. Because there are two types of people. It's called the input and the output. Input is learning. These are people who learn. Then they learn. Then again they learn. And they keep on learning. They keep learning because they see a coach or a teacher or a trainer. They go on Facebook, they see somebody is going to conduct a training program. They go, yeah, this sounds good. They go for 2 days, 3 days, and they invest money. Whatever it is, they invest their money, time, energy. They learn that. They make a lot of notes, maybe, or maybe they just listen to it. And the very next day, they'll see another ads. and they'll buy, wow, this looks good. Let me go and do that. Again, they will pay for it. They'll go for the learning. So we all know the triple L's. The triple L stands for lifelong learner. You should be a lifelong learner. There's no doubt about it. When you keep on learning, the input, that's an input. But the input by itself is a danger thing. It's a very dangerous situation. You'll be knowing people who learn a lot of things, they read a lot of books. However, they don't apply those things into practice. If you don't apply those things that you have learned from ABC, any instructor, any facilitator, any coach, if you don't apply it, there is no sense of going and learning from another instructor. This is just like a person looking for a job. He gets a job, he gets good payment, he gets everything good, what you call allowance and all those things, incentives and so forth. Again, he'll look for another job. And then he'll look for another job. And then he'll look for another job, meaning he's not stable and he's not able to build his own career. We call them, in the management field, we call them the hoppers. They hop from one place to another place, just like a kangaroo. They just hope, keep on hoping. So you got to understand that the output is more important than the input.
Yes.
In other words, 20% input, 80% output. That means 20% you learn something and you put that into practice. That's when you start growing. Just by learning, you will never become an expert. Take it from me. I'm a learner, but at the same time, I'm an action taker as well.
Yes.
So just by learning will never make you an expert. Will that increase your knowledge? The answer is no, because there's a limitation in learning. Only when you take that knowledge, when you convert that into action, that's when you transform. That's when you transform, because learning and putting that into action is one of the steps in the 6 steps of transformation. The first one is to discover where you want to be, what's your strength, what is your passion, what is your expertise and experience. That's number 1. Number 2 is that you have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Number 3, you have to learn, continuous learning. Number 4, I didn't stop there. I didn't say that learn and stop there. No, you have to take the next one, which is action, which is you have to take massive action, or you have to take fast action. You have to take continuous action. Just like you learn, you're a lifelong learner, you also have to continuously take action. That's when you become a champion, whatever you're doing. And number 5, that's when you start the transition period. And the last one is transformation. So keep in mind, learning can happen anywhere, anytime, even without a teacher. But learning is not as important as taking action. Learning is important, but not as important. Let's make it very clear here. Learning is important, but it's not as important as taking action. There are people who are, there are 2 types of people. I'll give the example. There are 2 types of people. The first category of people, they have money only for investing for learning. Look for them. If you look, these are the people, and most of the marketeers, all the marketing is done to get this type of people. This type of people, I have a lot of cases, those who have paid me 60, 70,000 rupees for my product and never come even for 1 class. I go back and knock them. Why don't you come? Because the money given is non-refundable. They know that. However, they won't come. They pay me the amount, and then they would pay the same amount or more than that, 2 lakh and 3 lakh to some other instructor. They go there. They won't go there itself. They won't go anywhere. The only thing, their mindset is designed in such a way that this is a good instructor. Farookh Sensei is a good instructor. Anish is a good instructor. He'll teach me. Let me pay. And as soon as The person says within 15 minutes, you have to make your payment. He will take his credit card and he'll pay you 60,000, 70,000, 2 lakh rupees. I've seen that. However, please do understand that. Before you take any sort of action, you have to think yourself, are you an action taker? Whatever you're going to invest, it's good to invest in your studies and your learnings, everything, but are you going to take action? Only when you take action, your knowledge becomes powerful. Otherwise, it's not powerful, or it's not power. What they call is knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power until otherwise you know yourself. Yes, this is a good knowledge. Let me take this knowledge and I know how to put that knowledge into action. Once you take that knowledge and put that into action, that's when the knowledge becomes powerful. Oh. A very good example. The second example that I would like to give here is an example of people, whenever they travel, they buy books. Mm. They keep on buying books, keep on buying books. I'm one of those guys, okay, I'll tell you. I don't look what is the price, nothing. I just give my card and buy the book. Especially when I'm traveling, I buy a lot of books. But do I read all the books? The answer is no. I got hundreds and hundreds of books here, which I never touched. You got me? So that is one of my mindset, buying, but I don't take action of reading the entire book. I don't read the entire book. I read the summaries of books, but I don't go for the entire book. So to go back to answer your question, study is different, teaching is different, facilitation is different, and learning is different. What you have to do right now is to focus on more on facilitation, number one, which would help the thought process of your students to become a thought leader. And that will also make you a thought leader. And number two, it's not about studying, it's all about learning. I believe that I was able to answer your question.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sensei. It's very clear.
My pleasure. Okay, let's go to the next caller, please.
Hi, Sensei.
Hi, Amita. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you. Sensei, I want to ask you this question. Mm-hmm. Do you have a technique for keeping, your presence of mind while talking? Whenever you talk very fluently, and, you have your presence of mind intact, and whatever is happening around you, and you give the correct answers, you use the right words. So how do you do that? Is that just practice, or do you have a particular technique for doing it?
Thank you very much, Amita. That's a very good question. And as a leader, as a coach, as a thought leader, you always, when you get a question, you write down the question. That's the first thing. I have seen many people, when they get the question, after some times, they get lost with the question, which was asked by the presenter, by the interviewer, by the student. And they asked, what was your question?
Exactly.
Okay. First thing first, write down the question. Now, when you ask me, I put your name here. I wrote your name. Why did I write your name? Because I want to address you by your name. When I address you by your name, if you have seen, I addressed Anish a couple of times. So when you address your name with your participants, with your students, or with your teammates, they know that Sensei is very well aware that he is talking to me and he's addressing my question. So first thing first, I may remember your name, but there are also cases that I may not remember your name. Am I right? So it's always nice. There's a background noise coming from somewhere.
Yes.
So, okay. So make sure that you write the name of the person. And number two, write down the question. Don't write the entire question, just write 1 or 2 points about it. And now you should be focusing on the outcome. Always focus on the outcome of the question. Now, to answer your question, I keep in mind that you spoke about how I use, is this a technique that I'm using, or is it my practice? I would say it is my practice. The more you speak and the more you address questions and answers, this is something that many of my participants, leaders who are here right now, they ask me, Sensei, how do you give this answer? It's automatically, because if you keep on answering questions again and again and again and again, you get examples. Now, while I was talking to Anish, when I was addressing his question, I didn't even think about the library, the books. It came, it flowed automatically, and I spoke that. So always keep in mind your knowledge, your wisdom, everything has to flow like water. That's one thing, number one. Number two, always focus on the outcome. What is that you have to take the question, where do you want to take that question, and answer it at the last in such a way that the other person could understand. Now, one of the mistakes that happen is our brain and the way that we talk sometimes is not congruent to each other. It's not congruent to each other. Sometimes when your brain goes, when you talk fast and your brain slows down, sometimes you don't get words. And that's when we say and ahs and all. You're with me, Amita?
Yes, yes.
So when you are a polished speaker, you will hardly find someone using the filler words like and ahs and those words, those filler words.
Right.
So be calm. Now you can see I'm talking very calmly. Be very calm, relaxed, and you have to think that the other person is really waiting for your answer. He's not challenging you. Amita is not challenging me. All those leaders who are watching me right now, they're not challenging me. They are here to get some sort of wisdom, some sort of, it could be advice, though I don't give advices. It could be some sort of advice, or it could be some sort of suggestions or recommendations. So you're helping them. So when you are in a helping mood or a helping zone, automatically what happens? You are relaxed. If you feel that this is an interview, then you get tensed. So while answering any questions, the first thing that you have to put your mind in is, I'm going to help the person who's going to ask me the question. Even if it's your manager, if you are in a meeting, and if you are a junior staff, and if you have been asked to answer or to do a presentation, keep this in mind. I'm here to help my boss. You're with me, Amita? Not that my boss is going to check on me. When
So,
you're with me?
Sorry. Yes, but how does this work in public speaking?
In public speaking, it works very well. It works in public speaking. It works in interviews. I've seen my students performing very well in interviews, because one thing, I'll come to public speaking. When it goes to interview, I tell all my participants, if you're going on interview, you should not be saying that I want this job. Never say that. Never say that I want this job. Even if it's one of the best jobs, it is your dream job. You should never say that. If you keep on saying that I need this job, I want this job, so your body will also become like a seeker. And if I may use the word beggar, you're begging for the job. Your attitude would be like a beggar. Your body would be like a beggar. Your shoulders would be like a beggar. Your eyes will be looking like a beggar. The word that comes out of you would be like a beggar. You are ready to accept the job. Give me anything, I'll take it. If you're a leader, and this is what I teach my students, never go to that particular mindset. You always have to train yourself that they need me rather than I need them. When you start giving this to yourself, this affirmation to yourself, when I say affirmation, I don't believe in affirmations. Let me tell you very clearly. I don't believe in affirmations until, in other words, you believe in your affirmations. So you need to understand what I said. I don't believe in affirmation. I don't believe in the words that I say until I believe the words. When I believe the words, then I know it's going to work. So sometimes you might get affirmations like, say this, say that, day by day, every day, I'm getting better and better. And if you're closed eyes and if you keep on saying, that's just a mouth exercise. It's not an affirmation. When you say that day by day, every day, I'm growing mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, then you have to have that sort of feeling within you that I'm growing. Otherwise, there's no connection. It is just like if you are a believer and if you go and pray, and when you're praying, you're not connecting with the source that you're praying, then the prayer is not a prayer. It's just a mouth exercise. Do you agree? So therefore, always keep in mind, when you go on an interview, you say that they need me rather than saying I need them. Now you take the same context. You'd say, take the same context and put that into public speaking or professional speaking. You do the same thing. They need my speech. They are here to listen to me. They are here to grab something from me. They are here because they know that their life is going to change because of my words. If you have that mindset, you'll perform the same way. Now, while I'm sitting here, X number of people, whoever you are here from different parts of the world, my mindset is all these leaders are here because they want to learn something from me. You might be more educated than me. You might be more experienced than me. You might have seen more world than me. It doesn't matter. Don't look from your perspective about who they are. Look from their perspective that they are here to learn. And in order to serve them, you're not selling anything. In order to serve them, give them the best that you can give. And I'll tell you, you will be able to speak in any stages, any stage, any platform, in front of camera, it doesn't matter. That's exactly what happened with kids. When I asked the question to Devananda, when I asked the same question to Hena, and then I asked the same question to Zena during the interview, when I asked the same question to Naura, all were cool. All were really, really cool. I have interviewed all of them. No, new faces are going to come in very soon. And they all have got the same thing. When we talk to the public, we feel more comfortable. Why are they feeling comfortable? Because kids, they don't have the tension like adults. They are free birds. The more we get educated, the more the world say that you can't do it, you should not do it, and all those things. Your teacher tells you, your mother tells you, your father tells you, your parents tells you, everyone, the society tells you, you should not be doing that, you should not be doing this. You put your own limitations. So break the limitation, become a child. It doesn't matter whether you make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes and I don't mind making mistakes because I learn from my mistakes. So going onto the stage, when you are speaking, always keep in mind, what is the question? What is the objective? Who is your participants? Who is your audience members? What question did they ask and what should you address to them? And always keep in mind, they are here as learners. So I'm going to connect this answer with what Anish asked me. Each and every individual, even if it's your boss, your manager, your senior, your leader, whoever is sitting there in a meeting or in a presentation, they are learners. They are here to listen to you. So you are an expert at that particular moment of time so that you can perform the best rather than thinking that, oh my goodness, my teacher is here, my boss is here, my manager is here. If you think in that perspective, you will not be able to perform, you will underperform. However, if you think that they are here to learn something, you will be able to give the best of the best examples, best of the best scenarios, and you will be able to influence them. And that's exactly what leaders do. Leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. I believe I was able to answer your question.
Yes, Sensei. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. Anyone? Go ahead, feel free. Be a learner so that I can also learn from you.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, you don't need my permission at all. You can go ahead and ask.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
what's your name first?
my name is Gopalakrishnan, sir.
Okay.
Okay. And,
GK. Okay, GK, go ahead.
Okay, right. Definitely you're calling GK, right? Okay. Happy. I just want to know, because what is the present system of education? Whether it is going in proper way or how it will affect the community, the people. We are learning a lot of systems, but it is coming into a practical way of life. It's not applicable in the life. So how can you describe the present situation in a better way in your, as per your experience?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, GK. Thanks a lot. That was a great question. If you ask me about the current education system, I wouldn't agree to that. Okay, I wouldn't agree to that. I would say 20% I may agree what they're teaching, but 80% I wouldn't agree to that, because if I take my example, if you may take your example, if you take the example of all the leaders who are sitting here right now, Whatever I have learned from my school, it has hardly helped me in my actual life. The only thing that I learned was maybe English, but let me tell you, the English that I learned in my school has never helped me because I'm very poor when it comes to grammar. I'm very good at speaking. My spellings are horrible. I know that I've seen a lot of Americans and British whose handwriting and whose grammar is much more worse than me. However, they can speak. They can speak. I can also speak English. I don't use chemistry in my life. I don't use biology in my life. I never used even an element of physics in my life. Nothing. So would today's education help you in your future? The answer is yes and no. Now, what do you mean by yes? If you're a doctor, yes, that will definitely help you because you have to build your biology and science. If you're a scientist, yes, that's going to help you. If it has to do with education as a teacher and so forth, then definitely it's going to help you. If you're not in that, okay, so GK, this should be really clearly understood. If you're not anything in that, then that's when I apply the 20-80 principle. I would say only 20% is coming from my education, school education, and 80% is what I'm learning from the life. So if I take you as an example, you are into finance, you are into accounting, you are into GST and all those things. Now, is that connected with your education? The answer is yes. In your case, yes, it is connected because it has to do with mathematics and all those things. Is that correct, GK?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, for you, it is adding value. For you, it is adding value. Now, if I take somebody as an entrepreneur, as a coach, and so forth, the answer is absolutely no. Absolutely no. Because whatever our kids are learning today, by the time they get into college, by then what their idea was to become has already been taken over by bots and robots. Do you agree? Whatever you are planning, my kids, for example, my kid is planning to become this. By the time they reach that, they don't require. For example, if your kid is learning how to become a pilot, by the time he has graduated, there would be aircraft in the world which does not require a pilot. I'm giving an example. Today, when you have cars which does not require a driver, similarly, there are a lot of areas where the computers, the boats, and the robots have taken over. So therefore, what we have to do is, along with your educational system, it has to be, let me again add what Anish had asked me, you got to facilitate in such a way where they can bring live examples into the classroom. What is happening? It's not only the book. The book should be only 20%, 80%. The students should go and find out, discover, and research and come back and share that with the entire team, just like what we do in meetings. It should be like an interactive session where the kids come and learn, because if that is the case, each and every student would be learning something different from a different perspective. And when they come and share that knowledge in the classroom, the learning would be amazing. This is called masterminding. How many of you got it? I want you to go and type MM. It's a style of masterminding where you go learn, come share. It's not that what teacher teaches you. So you have to give the kids the responsibility. If you give a task to a student, the student will do the task for you. Once again, let me repeat that. If you give a task to a student, or if you give a task to an employee or a teammate, a team member, or your children, they will do the task for you. But if you give the responsibility to your team member, when you give the responsibility to your students, when you give the responsibility to your kids, they will do it for them. Two different perspectives. When you give a task, they'll do it for you because they want to make you happy because you have asked them to do the task just to satisfy you. But when you give them the responsibility, it's a different concept. They will grow when you give the responsibility. Don't give them the task. Don't give the task. If you give them the task, you become a policeman, you become the manager. But if you give them the responsibility, you become the real, true, inspiring leader. And great teachers are inspiring leaders. So therefore, going back to your question, the system, nothing wrong with the system as long as the students are continuing the same path. Otherwise, it's only 20%, 80%, the student has to grow outside the classroom. And the only way to grow outside the classroom is if they are given the opportunity and the responsibility to grow and develop themselves. Then they would update themselves beyond the book and they'll come up with different opportunities. And a good example I would give here, if you take Ola, good example. Oya, very good example. Airbnb, very good example. FedEx, very good example. All this did not happen in the classroom. All of them happened outside the classroom. Google, another example. Yahoo, another example. Facebook, another example. Not in the classroom, outside the classroom. That's where the magic happens. When you are in the classroom, you are in the safe zone or comfort zone. Always understand, GK, magic happens outside the comfort zone. I believe I was able to answer your question.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Sensei, can you please add a 70-20-10 rule also? 10-20-70, exactly.
70-20-10.
Yeah, right.
Okay. 70-20-10 is a principle which is used in the training arena, training field. What does that mean? The school can give you only 10%. And I say school, college, university can give you only 10%. Because you're learning from books, not beyond that. And as I mentioned earlier, if you just keep on learning and if you don't apply that, it's only input and there is no output. That is dangerous because you can't do anything with that. Only with knowledge is never going to help you. It's powerless. So you need to have specific knowledge. And that knowledge, with that knowledge, you need to build something which is called the specific skills. And to develop that specific skills, you need to interact with people. You need to interact with eagles, not with the chickens, not with the ducks, and not with the turkeys, because they can't teach you how to fly. So if you want to grow, the key word here is grow. Because I strongly believe in something which is called the 1 degree or the 1% growth. I strongly believe in that. And therefore, I believe in something, and most of you might be knowing that I don't believe in goal setting. I believe in growth setting, GROWTH, growth setting. You grow. So in order to take your knowledge, you need to get out of the knowledge zone, or what you call as the comfort zone, where you've been teaching, or you've been learning and studying, reading, etc. You need to be along with the eagles, where you will learn new skills. And these are the skills that you discuss about, you come to know about it. Now, what is happening right now here is where you're learning outside your comfort zone. You're learning through this discussion, you're learning. And if you have any doubt, you will ask to another eagle who's sitting here and clear your doubt. So this is not a school environment. This is not a college environment, but it's outside the college environment where you go and learn with intention. In a school, you go and learn, or the studies are happening there because you've been asked to do that, because your parents ask you to go to school. You go to school because there's a minimum number of attendance that you have to achieve. Therefore, you go to school. But here, you don't require any attendance, but still you are here because your intentionality is very important to be successful, because your intention is to learn and grow, not to learn. You're not here to learn. You're here to grow. How many of you agree? You're not here to learn from Farookh Sensei. You're here to grow. And in order to grow, you must learn. And learn what? Not only the knowledge, but you also need to learn about new skills. This conversation that's happening right now between the two people and in the group, it's called social learning. It's called social learning, or it's called buddy learning. And this buddy learning or social learning is called 20%. So 10% we got from the school. Even if you have spent 10 years, 15 years, or even 20 years in the school, college, university, it's still considered to be 10%. The 20% is when you get out of that university, you get out of the school and the college, then you intentionally learn something for your growth. That's called 20%. The 70% happens when you take these two things, your skills and your knowledge, put them into practice. While it could be while you're working with some organization, because you are very clear about what you want to become in life. If you don't have an idea about what you want to become in life, you will end up learning everything, and you will end up learning every skill. And end of the day, you do not have any skill, or you didn't learn anything. So the first thing you need to know is, where am I taking my ship? Where am I taking my life? What is that I want to become? What is it I want to do? And what is it I want to have? If you have that clarity in you, then what happens? You take the specific knowledge, you take the specific skills, and then you apply the skills in real life, and that is 70%. That's where, when you make your hands dirty, that's where you make a lot of mistakes. You don't make mistakes in the 10%, and you don't make mistakes in the 20%. But when it comes to 70%, that's where you make a lot of mistakes, and you learn more from your mistakes. It's called the OJT, on-the-job training. It could be some other like appendice, or whatever you call this as trainees and so forth. You learn from that. So 70, 20, and 10. 10 from schools and college, university. 20, it's buddy learning or social learning. And 70, by making your hands dirty. I believe I was able to answer your question, Anish. Anish, are you still there? Okay, I think maybe you're disconnected.
Anish is there.
Okay, great. Okay.
Present, I'm here. I'm with my boys. That's right.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay. Right, let's move on to the next question, please.
Hi, Sensei.
Hello. Hi, Rashid.
I'm here today.
Okay, are you in the office right now?
Yes, I am in the office. My team has left, so I'm happy.
Okay, great. Tomorrow is your weekend in Dubai, am I right?
Yes, tomorrow is weekend, and next week I'm traveling after 3 years.
Oh, you're coming to India, or you're coming to India?
No, I'm going outside. I'm going to Brazil for a.
Where in Brazil? Sao Paulo or?
Sao Paulo, and in some other cities as well.
Sao Paulo is a beautiful place. Beautiful.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's part of the Expo assignment, Expo 2020 assignment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dubai, for Expo 2020 Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yes, Rashid, what's your question?
So my question is, it's all about leadership.
Okay.
So usually leadership comes with a lot of responsibilities, and it comes with a lot of challenges, and it is really hard, not easy.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you're a leader now, so not everyone is liking you, is not okay with you.
Sorry, once again, I didn't get that part.
If you are a leader now, not everyone is going to like you.
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, how can you accomplish in your leadership path? So how can we achieve the success in the leadership? If it is really tough, if it is not easy, if it is hard, if there are a lot of challenges, so how would you achieve the success in leadership?
Okay, good. Rashid, let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
Give me 5 positions or 5 jobs that are really easy.
There's no job that is easy. You have to take challenges. You have to take efforts and initiatives by yourself.
That's exactly what is leadership. There is nothing which is easy. Even if you take football, it's not easy. Whatever you do is not easy. Every job has got its own merits and demerits. If you talk about leadership, it has got its merits and it has got its demerits. Now, let's put it in a different way. Now, you are into media, you're into promotions, you're into interviews, you're into PR and all those things. Is it challenging?
Really challenging. Really challenging.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, the challenges every day, it is challenging every day. We enjoy it. Somehow we manage it. I mean, we get the works done. Then even if there are challenges, there are, risks. Such sometimes we face, come into a situation, then so we will feel that we are losing our face at some point. Still we manage it. So
Good.
those lot of risky things are there.
Now, thank you very much for sharing. Now, if somebody, let's say it's me, and I want to become like you, I want to get into industry which you are in, and I'm a trainee under you, and if I see every single day the ups and the downs that you're going, through the pressure that you're going, through the phone calls that you're receiving, the way that you're communicating, connecting with your audience, with your teammates, with your subordinates, with your customers and clients, I would feel that that's a big challenge. And I would say, this is not a job for me. And I'll get the heck out of it. Now, if I were to be a different person, and I look at Rashid doing this every single day, I look at Rashid and say, wow, this is amazing. I can do better than this. I'm going to take this. I love the way that he is getting bombarded from left and right. I'll take it because I love it. So here, do understand that if you want to be successful in anything, 80% is your love and passion to do, and 20% is all those obstacles. When your passion is to succeed, if your passion is to help other party, when your passion is their satisfaction, not your satisfaction, if your passion is their satisfaction, the challenges becomes very small. If you refocus in the other way, when you're doing things for your satisfaction, the challenges become bigger to you. Because why? Because now the emotion plays a major role. Your ego plays a major role. When somebody scolds you, because that happens in the industry, when people tell on your face, and if you are the one who is focusing on who you are, your ego comes in and you will say, why is he talking to me like this? Why is he doing like that? And you will get out of it, or you may react to that particular situation and you will not be able to become the person that you want to become. Now, let me give you an example. People want to become actors. People want to become heroes and heroines, but they're scared to face the camera. Is it correct? Do you agree, Rashid?
Yes.
Now, if you go and ask a superstar, do they fear the camera? They would say, no, we enjoy it. When you are in front of the camera, that's when my real personality comes out. That's when my talent comes out. That's when my skill comes out. But for a person who is seeing a person acting in front of the camera, will say, oh my goodness, how is he doing that? It's a challenging job. And especially when you get bombarded by the directors. Now it's more or less. Earlier, once upon a time, when I used to be in the film industry, those days we didn't have the digital cameras and digital stuffs. So each mistake you make, you go for each take, understand that the film you're losing. For each film, the length of the film is expensive. So you get bombarded left and right. Even if you're a superstar, you get bombarded. So any job and every job has got its own challenge. You can treat the challenge as 80% and your passion is 20%, or you can change it completely and say, whatever is going to happen, this is my passion, and I'm going to bring change in people's life I'm going to bring changes in my customer's life. I'm going to address their whatever needs that they have. If you focus on them, then you become unimportant, not important at all. And your challenges become unrectified, unseen. Nobody's going to see the challenge because now your passion is big and you will do it anytime for them. So going back, the same applies with leadership. If you are a people's person, ask yourself, are you a people's person? If the answer is yes, I'm a people's person, then you will be ready to do anything for them. I want you to write it down. This one, it's not for you. You should be able to do things for them, and you're ready to take the blow. You're ready to take the blow. That's when your team makes mistake, you are the one to stand in front. And when you make the when the team makes something which is successful, they stand in the front to address it. It's all about them. It's not about you. You should be the one to stand in front. You should be the one to show them the path, and you should be the one to encourage them and lead them from the front. If that is your passion, leadership is easy, and leadership is something that is something that you will enjoy. Just like what you're enjoying right now, talking to people in the media. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sensei, for the insight.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the next question.
Sensei,
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening.
I want to ask the question
Is
related to Rashid. Yeah, Jafar Ali, Saudi Arabia.
I love your videos. Your videos, daily videos are amazing. Amazing
Thank you so
videos.
much.
They're beautiful. And I don't know how do you find time for all those things. I believe that you're taking videos every single day because I can see your shirts changing. I can see your shirts changing. I can see your location changing. One day you're in the car. Sometimes you are, today I think it was under a tree and so forth. So you're changing. That means you're investing time to record that. I don't do that. I don't do that, okay? Because I'm a guy who would ensure that I leverage my time. Because once I'm in front of the camera, now tomorrow I'll be taking 30 videos. Tomorrow, 30 videos in one shot, I'll be taking that. Now that to take those 30 videos, I'll be using my brand and my white shirt or t-shirt or my black and in one shot. That's why I don't change my t-shirt. It's either white or it's a black, nothing else. I will go for 30 videos within 1 hour. That's it. Within 1 hour, I'll take 30 videos. And these are the short videos or what we call as the reels. It will go as reels on Instagram and it'll go as shorts on YouTube, one single shot. So I can leverage, that means I'm taking the videos for 1 month, I'm taking in 1 hour. But in your case, I was saying that, oh my goodness, you're doing very good stuff. You're doing very good stuff as long as you enjoy doing it. Okay, then it's fine. The only challenge comes in when you are not able to record a video on a day. That means there's something, the consistency breaks. You got me? So for me, I have already uploaded all my videos on YouTube until the 5th of next month. It's already uploaded. I don't have to do anything. Indian Standard Time, 12 o'clock, it's automatically released. But in your case, if you don't record a video today, no, people are going to miss that video. If they're expecting your video, they're going to miss that video. So I want you to think, in a different way as a leader. I want you to think, though I know that you didn't ask a question, but let me just explain this. I want you to think as a leader, if you have the script, write down the script for 10 scripts together. Okay, write down 10 scripts. Use your own branded stuff. Either use one particular shirt, one particular color of shirt or whatever it is, so that you don't keep on changing. Just like Tony Robbins has got the black, Steve Jobs has got the black. If you take Mark Zuckerberg, he's got his hoodie and all those things. If you take Robin Sharma has got the black. So brand yourself. Okay, this is the shirt, this is the trouser, or this is the blazer, the one that I'm going to wear. This is a jacket that I'm going to wear. Stick onto one thing so that you save a lot of time. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You have to pick and choose one shirt for today, the next shirt for some other day. Then you have to go and iron them. No, just stick onto one. So that creates a brand in you. And then tell yourself, okay, 10 scripts. These are the 10 scripts, and then you go with one shot. If it is in the car, take it in the car. If it's under the tree, take it under the tree. Whatever it is, go for 10. And then automatically what happens? The next day, if you got another 10, now you've got 20. Now you mix match. The first day is under the tree. The next day is the car. The next day is under the tree, then the card. So you mix match. That's what I do. I take 30 videos in black t-shirt, 30 videos in white t-shirt. Then I just start mixing up. So it's black, white, and black and white. Okay. But whatever you're doing is amazing. I'm so proud of you that you're coming up with daily videos and the short videos and this reels are amazing. Very beautiful, very good camera, very good. I love it. And people love it, I'll tell you. And you have that smile, you know, and that's a genuine smile on your face, that innocent smile, let me put it in that way, the innocent smile, and people love it, love it. I want to see you face to face when you come to India.
Thank you so much. Yes, people asking me, you please change your shirt, please you change your location, like that.
That's why I said,
I record in my vehicle, in my car, there is no distraction. That sound is so clear.
Yeah.
But people asking me why you don't change your location, like that.
No, shooting in the car is the best one. I learned this technique from my teacher, I think around about 7 to 8 years back. I didn't know that the technique was that, but he was in a Ferrari, if I'm correct. And he was in Malaysia, traveling from one point to another. And the whole journey, he was recording something. And I was one of his students. So I was thinking, why is he driving? And then later on, I realized that once you're in the car, there's no echo. Okay, or what you call the reverb, that means the echo which is coming hitting. So therefore it's good. So for example, now I have got all this stuff here, this kind of thing. So it will protect from the echo, and it won't bounce back. So because here my table is glass, so I keep that on my table as well when I'm going for the correct recording, so it won't bounce back. So the car is really good. However, the one that you took today under the tree was amazing, beautiful. I love it. And your shirt was also very much matching to that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. What's your question?
Actually, my question is forget.
That's okay. I think you have to.
Yes, I related to that Rashid's question.
Okay.
How can we the passion converted to, I mean, that purpose purpose connected to another people? I mean that.
Okay.
Our passion, you said that we have to do for another other people, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How can we convert that?
Sure. Very, very simple. First of all, let's understand 3 words here. Okay, the 3 words, and in fact you use all the 3 words. In fact, you use all the 3 words. The 3 words that you need to understand is the 3 P's. The first one is passion, the second one is purpose, and the third one is people. 3 P's. Number 1 is passion, number 2 is purpose, and number 3 is people. Passion is something that you do for making yourself happy. That's passion. Playing football is a passion. Writing stories is a passion, because that makes you happy. Passion is not connected with money. Understand that, because people sometimes think that passion is all about making money. Passion is not connected with making money. However, you can also make your passion and make profit out of it. So now you learn the 4th P. Okay, the 4th P. What did I say? The first one is passion, the second one is purpose, the third one is people, and the 4th one, excuse me, is profit. So passion can be either with the intention of making profit, or passion can be something you really love and there is no money involved in it. For example, you can be into the passion whereby serving people, especially what I can see Anish doing that in his organization, where he goes and helps people who are different from others. So he goes and helps them. So that is the passion. Now, is he looking for money out of it? The answer is no. But is that a passion? The answer is yes, passion. Did you get that part of it? Did you get that part? Okay. Now, let me go to the second one. The second one is purpose. Purpose is not connected with you. Purpose is not connected with you. This is where people make mistake. Purpose is all about other people. Purpose is all about other people. And I can give you a very good example. Maybe you do not like to go and hit the gym. You hate going to the gym. However, when the doctor said that you have to go to the gym and you have to cut down your weight, extra weight, and so forth, now you go and do it not for you, but for your family. You're with me? So now what you're going to do is, Jafar Ali, that means you're going to the gym, not for you, because that's not your passion. However, you're going there because your purpose is so you can live longer. And why you want to live longer? So that you can take care of your family. Purpose. Purpose must be very strong than your goal. Goal is something which can take you to a point, but purpose is something that can take you beyond the goal. Your purpose must be beyond your goal. Purpose. Your purpose must be connected with people. When I say people, not necessarily you, it could be another people. That's where the third P comes in. Now, these people could be your family members. It could be your mother, your father, your parents, your husband, wife, kids, and so forth. For them. That's purpose. Now, if the people are outsiders, not from your family, you would again do it either for a purpose, for a passion, just like the example I mentioned earlier, that is, you are helping those people because that's your passion. And your purpose is they have a wonderful life. Did you see that? How do I connect the passion and the purpose now? You are doing something for other people, and your purpose is they can live a good and a better life. Now, yes, you can also bring the profit into that. If the people, now again, it's not the family. You're doing something because that is something that you love doing. You're doing something because that's going to help those people. And you're doing it because they would pay you, and that becomes your profit. I want to connect that once again. This is how you connect all the 4 P's. Once again, repeat. I'll take my example. I like training. I like teaching. I like facilitation. I like coaching. I like it because that's my passion. Number 1, satisfied. I'll put a tick mark there. If it's a checklist, I'll put a tick mark there. Passion, yes, I'm very much happy. Will I do it free? Yes, like what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it absolutely free. Will I do it for paid? Yes, exactly right. I'll do it. But just before I walked in here, somebody called me from one particular district of Kerala, and he said that he is going to do a leadership program next in January 2022, where I think his name is Ashish Vidyarthi. Ashish Vidyarthi would be one of the speakers, and we have selected you as a speaker. I said, fine, I'll come, no problem. The next question I asked is, how long is that going to be? He said that 1 hour, 20 minutes would be the time that they want me to speak about leadership and communication. I said, okay, fine. Is that my passion? The answer is yes, it's my passion to speak. But will I do it always in the case of the passion? What am I doing here? When I speak for 1 hour, 20 minutes, he said that there are around about 1,000 people who will be watching you online. So my purpose is to bring or add value to those 1,000 people, or to serve those 1,000 people. Did you get that part, Jafradi? My purpose?
Yes.
My passion is to speak, but my purpose is to serve those 1,000 people. That's my purpose, because I want to add value into their life and I want to serve them. Is that okay?
Yes.
So these 2 things I can tick mark because I'm connecting with people. Now I can connect all the 3 tick marks: passion, purpose, people, all the 3 tick, tick, tick. Now I asked him the next question. And this is a question I always ask at the end. And the last question is, what is your budget? How many of you got it? That is the question you need to ask if you're a professional trainer, speaker, coach. Do not forget, I'm very firm here. Do not forget to ask this question. If you fear to ask this question, you will never become a professional speaker, trainer, facilitator, or coach. And the question is, what is your budget? And I got the reply that we have not thought about it. I said, think about it. Jafar Ali, you're with me?
Yes.
Till now, you're with me? If
Yes.
I do not get an answer to this particular question, then even if it's my passion, even if it's my purpose, even if I'm changing people's life, I will not go and speak. How many of you got it? Just raise your hands up. I will not go and speak. Why? Because I consider myself as a professional. Let me repeat that. The key word is professional. And each and every individual leader who is here, I want this to go straight into your head and straight into your heart, that you are professional. You don't do things for free and you don't give discounts. That's not what is your purpose. If their purpose is to learn, and if your purpose is to serve, they must be ready to pay you, and you must be ready to ask. Only then, if you're ready to ask, if you're ready to pay and add value, and if they wanted your service, only then they would grow. And you have got the complete right. You've got the complete right to ask. Ask for the money that you deserve. Ask for the value that you add into their life. If people are not ready to pay you, if people are not ready to pay you, you don't have to serve them. You don't have to serve them. People may say that you are too rude. The answer is yes, let people say, because only then you will attract the right customer. Only then you'll attract the right customer, because tomorrow, if an organization is coming to you and they ask this gentleman who called me and ask, I want to call Jafar Ali for this program, they would say, if you are calling Jafar Ali, make sure that you have got minimum of this much amount, otherwise he's not going to come. So now what happens automatically, you become a brand, you become a professional in the marketplace, because people know that they are not going to get Amita, or they're not going to get Rashid, or they're not going to get Anish, or they're not going to get Jafar Ali free of charge, because they respect, they value themselves, and therefore we need to value them. You're with me, Jafar Ali?
Yes, absolutely.
4 P's. Number one is passion. Don't go just behind your passion. You might lose a lot of things. The passion must have a purpose. The purpose must be connected with people, and the people must be ready to pay you. That's when you go to the 5th P, professionalism. How many of you got it? Passion, purpose, people, profit, professionalism. I believe that I was able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Next question.
Hi, good evening, Sensei, and every leaders here. This is Jeans.
Hi, Jeans. How are you doing?
I'm fine. So my question is this: when I had shared few of my close friends that I have resigned from my job, then they asked me,
congratulations! You resigned today, am I right?
Yes. Then they asked me, what is your plan? So then I told that I have got 2 plans, like a trainer as well as a coach, and I have joined one of the classes, one of the dominant personality in India, that is Farookh Sensei.
Okay.
Then most of them told me that it is something which not a profit or not an income generator. If you go for training as well as coaching, it is not a regular income generator. So be very careful when you select the profession like that they have told. So I want to know that how far it is, how far we can take it in consideration, and what is your opinion about that?
Okay, very good. So people said that if you go and become a trainer, then you will not be getting a revenue or an income. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not monthly. It is only seasonable, or you may get sometime, but most of the time may not get it. It's seasonable.
Okay, it's seasonable. Is it okay if I may ask you a question? Is it good to get 20,000 rupees every month for 10 months, which is or 12 months? So 20,000 multiplied by 12, and you need to work 5 days a week or 6 days a week from 9 to 4 o'clock? Or is it good to get just one speaking engagement every month, just for 45 minutes and get paid 20,000?
So the answer is that then you should be that much famous in the among the society.
No,
or
and answer this question first.
Yeah, that is yes.
Now, you give me an answer because you focused on the wrong question. Okay, James, you answered me the question because you asked the wrong question to yourself. I'm going to explain that. When I asked you this question, your answer is, to get 20,000 rupees, you must become famous. Is that correct? That was your first answer.
Yes.
Because you asked yourself the question, how is it possible for me to get 20,000? That's the question you asked yourself.
Absolutely correct.
You asked me, how can I get 20,000 rupees because I'm Jeans, I'm just resigning. How can I get that? When I want every leader here to understand one thing, do not ever ask the question how. Do not ever ask the question how. If you ask the question how, that will stop you from moving forward. How is a question which will automatically come to you after you know two things. After you know two things. The first thing is why you want and what you want. You're with me, James? Why you want and what you want. If you know these two things, how you want becomes very easy. How becomes very easy. However, if you change it and ask in the reverse order, how, then you will not be able to take any step, because how is something that protects you. How can I climb the Himalayas? I'm 55 years old. How can I climb Himalayas? How can I send my daughter for a degree program where the fee is 60 lakh Indian rupees? How? If I ask the question how, I will not take the step. So you need to ask your why. Why I need to become a trainer, not your friends. Because your friend's why is different from your why. Your what could be the same. What am I doing? I'm a trainer. Now, if I take 10 of you and ask what you're doing, I'm a trainer, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm a coach. Farookh Sensei, I'm a coach. But your why is different than my why. Do you agree? Each and every individual sitting here, their why is entirely different than my why. And my why is different from each and every individual who's sitting here. The what could be the same, but the why is different. And how we do it is also different. How we do is based on where you are right now. You got me? How I achieve my goal is different from how you would achieve your goal, because you are not Farookh Sensei and Farookh Sensei is not Jeans. Jeans is not Rashid and Rashid is not Amita. And Amita is not Anisha. Anish is not Jafar Ali. Each and every individual are sitting in a different location. When I say location, I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, financially. You're different from me. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
So the how part differs from each and every one of us based on where you are right now. But before you go, you need to ask the question, why am I going there? Why did you resign? You will be having your own answer. But your friend may not understand that answer. Your wife may not understand your why. Your parents may not understand your why. If there is one person in the entire world who can understand your why, it's you, and you alone. Do you agree?
I do.
So you need to ask yourself, why do I want to become a trainer, a facilitator, a coach, a leader, whatever it is? Why? What should I do to achieve that? And how can I do that? Very simple. Now, I know people who make crores. If I take an Indian currency, crores, that is CR, in 1 year, just by training and coaching. If you can coach one person, you can make more than lakhs, one person, which you may not be getting if you're working for X number of months on a permanent job where you have to take the scolding and the time and everything from your boss. Now, my why, I'm going to explain that to you so that you can get an idea. Okay, Jeans, is that okay with you?
Yes, yes, I am.
And my students, they know that because I'm very transparent. My why is based on five F's, the letter F, 5F. Anything that is contradicting with one of this F, it's a no for me. That's an absolute no for me. Even if you are ready to pay me 1 lakh or 1 million US dollars, I would say no to it if it is contradicting with any of these 5 F's. The first one is freedom of money. I tell to myself, this is the amount that I will be charging for this engagement, this proposal, this project. I should be the decision maker. And I take the ownership. I want this much. And I'm sure that I can bring changes in you. No discount, nothing. I don't go for discount. I give offers, but no discount. You should never ever give discount in your life. Even the more you give discount, the more cheaper you become. But if you stick on to the price level, people will respect you. Maybe one person will not come, maybe 2 person will not come, maybe 10 people will not come, but still you will maintain the respect. You don't have to go to each and every seminar. You just need one seminar. Do you agree? Are
Yes,
you there,
yes.
Jane? Okay,
Yes,
okay, so the number one, my first F, freedom of money. I charge what I want. If you don't get into that brackets, I don't want you. Number 2, freedom of time. I work when I want to work because I sleep in the afternoon. I'm one of the laziest leader, but I get everything done because my sleeping time is after 10 o'clock in the morning, but my work starts at 4:30 in the morning. Now, sometimes it starts at 4 o'clock, but nowadays it's only 4:30. It starts from 4:30 up to 10 o'clock. My work is done. My videos, 30 videos, everything is done. Every posting is done. Everything is done by 10 o'clock. Then I sleep because I know that I'm not productive from 10 o'clock till evening 6 o'clock. I'm not productive at all. 6 o'clock, I become again productive. So I need to understand my strength. I need to understand what is my productive time. So therefore, I can work only at this particular time. If you ask me to have something at a different time, it would be very hard for me. So freedom of time. Number 3, freedom of location. I love to work online. If you ask me to travel, I'm not interested right now. Earlier, I used to travel around the world every 3 to 4 days. I'm always on a flight. I have enjoyed my life traveling around the world. Now, I find it comfortable sitting at my home and teaching from here because I can change people's life from here. And not only that, I save a lot of energy. I save a lot of money. I'll save a lot of time. For me, time is really important. So therefore, freedom of location. Number 4, freedom of purpose. Anything that I do must have a purpose. If there is no purpose, I will never do that. There should be a good intention. Purpose is intention. There should be a good intention, whatever I do. If there is no purpose in what I do, I will not do it. And the last one is the freedom of choice. I should be the decision maker of yes or no, the final tick mark. I will do it. If no, I'm not interested in that. So for me to take a decision, it does not take more than 1 minute because my framework is very clear. If you have a framework like that, your why, that's it, you can take the decision. Within 1 minute, you can take this. In 1 minute, I've said yes and no to many things. It would be more of a no to many things because if it's not matching to one of the spies, it's a no. Therefore, all the leaders who are here right now, you need to know what is your why, what is your purpose. Write down that and say that anything which is outside this, it's a no from my side. If it is within, yes, I can consider, I need to think a little more. And after thinking a little more, then you can take the decision. So going back to answer your question, to become a trainer, facilitator, coach, yes, you need to establish yourself. And if you establish yourself, yes, you can generate more revenue than becoming or continuing as a teacher or a trainer. Now, we need to also understand that in order to become popular, in order to become that fame, you need to spend some time to market yourself, Jeans. You're with me? It's not that you come from Maldives, you're right now in Maldives, you come to India, and as soon as you come to India, you're going to get chances. No, that's not going to work. You need to become valuable in order to add value. Is that right? You need to become valuable in order to add value. If you're not valuable, you can't add value. So first thing is to become valuable. That means learn how to coach, train, facilitate, and so forth. You should be number 1 in that. Number 2, along with that, you need to market yourself. Okay, how to market? Marketing is something which is free. You can do it absolutely free. I'm not talking about advertising. I'm talking about marketing, just like what Jafar Ali is doing right now. Jafar Ali, every single day, he's coming up with a video. That's marketing. Every day I come up with a video. That's marketing. Every day I come up with a quote. That's marketing. Every week, Anish comes up with a quote and a video. That's marketing. Marketing is free. People should identify you as a leader. And then within that, give it 1 year time, where you can add, you can become more valuable, you can create your own brand, personal brand, and you can also create a brand through marketing where you can also write a book. You can also write a book. You can write a book in 1 year time. You can write a book in 6 months. You can write a book in 30 days. You can write a book in 1 week. Amazon book in 1 week. The answer is yes, you can write down. Very simple as that. Now I'm recording this, am I right? If I take this recording, if I post it on my LMS, learning management system, and if I give it a payment gateway, like for example PayPal, or if I give it like InstaMojo or Razorpay, and I say that if you want to listen to or watch a video on Recharge where I'm talking about leadership, where I'm talking about training and facilitation, go and watch my video. It's only $9.99. You will go and click, and without me working, I'll get money. Do you agree to that, Jeans? And every leader's here.
Yes.
What I'm doing right now, I can leverage this video and make money out of it without me working again. Number 1. Number 2, I take this audio, which is an MP3, and I can say that you can also get an audio of this video, which is only $4.99. I can make extra amount of that without working. I'm just working for 1 hour or 1.5 hours with all of you, but this can generate revenue again and again. I won't be posting this on YouTube, rather I'll be posting that on my LMS system. Number 3, I take my audio, I convert my audio into text format, and then I can come up with an ebook without touching my pen. I can come up with an ebook and a hardcover or a softcover book within 1 week. That book is all this dialogue that I have with you, question and answer session. I can come up with a book and I'll tell you that book will become very successful. Why? Because I'm addressing something. I'm addressing an issue here. I'm addressing a pain. James, you had a pain. Amita, you had a pain. Rashid, you had a pain. Anish, you had a pain. Jafar, you had a pain. There could be hundreds of people who have got the same pain. And I'm addressing that pain, so people would be ready to pay me $9.99 for the video, $4.99 for the audio, and maybe another $9.99 for the book itself. I am making around about $35 for each sale. You're with me?
Yes, I am.
This is how you become a smart leader rather than working for someone from 9 to 4. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, really. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've got 5 minutes more. Let's go for the last question.
Hello, Sensei.
Hello.
I'm Dia Joshi.
Who's that?
Dia Joshi. Am I audible?
Yes, Dia. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, Dia Joshi, from where are you?
I used to live in Saudi Arabia. I'm currently in India now.
Oh, you are Mamta's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, great. How are you doing? How's your mom?
Yeah, she's good. She's
Okay,
doing well.
Congratulations. This is the beauty of our family. The mother comes and becomes the student first, then the mother send the kids to become students. And sometimes it happens the other way around. I got Rashid here. In case of Rashid's wife became the student first, member of LED. Then Rashid became a student, and then their daughter became the student. That is beautiful. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was working on my designation.
You were working.
Yes, and I needed some help. I approached Coach Zenam. Today we had a session at 4 o'clock, and I was clear with my first 2 words. Like my designation will comprise of at least 2-3 words, right?
3 words.
So yes, 3 words. I'm 100% confident about my first 2 words. That is mind empowerment.
Okay.
But my third word, I wasn't finding the right word for it.
Okay, no problem. We'll find it out. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Is it okay that if I help you?
Yes, sure.
Are you ready to move forward?
Yes.
0 to 10, how much are you ready to move forward?
10. I'm
very
100%
good.
ready.
Very good. So sometimes this may go more than 5 minutes, but let's keep this, and this would be the last question. I'll make sure that you get the result and you can sleep properly tonight. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So tell me, what are the third word? The third word. Give me the list of the third words. What are the words?
Okay. So yes, like the last recharge session, I remember you telling about the difference between leader, coach, and mentor. So yes, definitely. What I will be having a designation now will be something related to a leader.
Okay.
So I was searching for synonyms on Google, and I found leader is a word. Trainer is a word. Like something I can see myself calling. I can see calling myself. And yeah, those were the only 2 words I could come up with.
All right, good. Now let me thank you very much. So leader, one was the leader. Which was the second one you came up with? Trainer.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me give the difference between a trainer and a leader. Okay, let's understand leader. A coach is a position. A trainer is a position or a designation. A manager is a position. A supervisor is a position. A CEO, CFO, CCO position. MD is a position. President is a position. Prime Minister is a position. Chief Minister is a position. Governor is a position. You got me?
Yes.
I want you to really focus on what I'm going to say now. Can they become leaders as well?
Yes, they can.
We don't say the prime leader. We don't say the chief leader. We don't say leader, or we don't use leader along with the title, because leader is not a title. You're with me?
Yes, yes.
There is a position which we call as team leader. That's fine. Team leader. That's okay, because in organizations you can see he's a team leader. That's fine. But the word leader by itself is not a title or a position. It's a mindset.
Okay.
You got me? You can be a driver in an organization. Okay, I'm not degrading drivers. I respect them. Okay, I'm just giving an example. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
You may be the driver in an organization. However, you can have the leadership quality. You got me? And I'll give you a very good example. I forgot his name. However, can anyone help me who from Kerala? This gentleman, he used to be a driver. Okay, an example. He used to be a driver. And one day he got the opportunity to drive the gentleman called Mohanlal. And he was there for the entire shoot in some location. And after that, there you go. And then he left. And after a few months, there was a shooting of Mr. Mohanlal somewhere. And the same driver, his name is Anthony Perimbaur, he came to the location and he was looking at Mohanlal, whether he would be able to identify him or not. And Mohanlal was able to identify Anthony Perimbaur, and he called him. And Anthony Perimbaur was shocked by a superstar able to recognize a driver. We need to understand that Mohanlal by himself is a very good actor. And he does very well. But he was failing in one area, that was his financial area. He was not able to manage his finances. When Anthony Perimbaur came as a driver again, Mohanlal asked him, would you like to continue as my driver? And Anthony Perimbaur said yes. And later on, it changed the life of Mohanlal completely. It became Anthony Perimbaur who was the one to ask money from the customers or from the producers. He was the one to read the stories, and he changed Mohanlal's complete financial stuff. Exponential growth just because of a driver. Today, Anthony Perimbaur is the producer of Mohanlal movies, including, I saw today, the movie, what is that called? Which has got many awards. Priyadarshan is the director of that movie. What's the name of that?
Maraka.
Yes, Maraka, the King of the Arabian Award. That's the name of it. He is the producer today. So imagine, it is not the position. I hope you're getting me.
Yes, yes.
It's not, and I want everyone to understand this. It is not the position that makes you a leader. He had the leadership quality, and therefore he was able to lead and help his boss. A leader need not be on the top of the boss. A leader can be below the boss. I want everyone to look at my hand now. A leader need not be on top of the boss. A leader can be below the boss and help the boss as a leader. This is called 360-degree leadership. 360-degree leadership is that you can be at any point in the organization and help your boss on the top. You can help your colleagues on the side. You can help your subordinates who are reporting to you. 360-degree leaders. This is a book written by John C. Maxwell. So, Dia, to answer your question, leader is a quality in a person. It's not a title by itself. And I know that Robin Sharma had come up with a book, something without a leader without a title. And that's a fact, and that's the truth, because leader is not a title by itself. A leader by himself or herself can be an expert. How do you find that word? How do you find that word?
Expert?
Mm-hmm. Are you an expert in that particular area? That is...
No.
Then what are you? If you're not a leader, then what are you? Your mind empowerment, what? What is matching with you? Are you an enthusiastic?
No, no. Me and
Then
Jenna had talked about it, so it's not enthusiastic.
Then what is it?
But
What is it?
like it's not something I've done mastery in. I myself,
You don't have to.
I
You
find
don't
it,
have. You don't have to. You don't have to.
okay.
I know that I purposely stopped you there because
Yeah.
I want you to take that from your mind, because you don't have to, but still you can passionately, you can take that to the next level. Because when you
Yes.
say that I'm not a master in it, that is an excuse, and that will procrastinate you, and it will not take you forward.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So let's find it out. So what is the best word that comes in here? What do you want to do with this mindset, empowerment? What do you want to do in people's life?
I want to bring out the topics which are not discussed, and put it forward in front of people, because even they should be aware of what actually things get, what are the thoughts that happens in one's brain. Actually, I was thinking about emotional, but then I found mind a more better word. So it's like I don't want it to be something like dealing with something like something specific. Like I don't want it to be something like psychologist. I just want it to be something which I can talk about it to people. I can convey the message to other people
in a layman's language, everyone can understand. Am I right? Because
yes, yes, yes.
I don't know anything about psychology. Let me tell you, I don't know anything.
No, even I find it very interesting. I find it very intriguing, and yeah, that's it.
So you want to teach them, or you want to?
No.
Then what
not
you want to
teach.
do? What do you want to do?
I just want to talk about it. Like
You want to talk about it. So the people who talk about it, who are what
like
do we call
put out
them? Tell me, if you want to just talk about it and you don't want to empower. Okay, so let's put it that way. So your mind empowerment speaker. Okay.
But then that doesn't find, I don't find, like I'm not completely happy with the whole designation.
Okay, so let's look at something else other than speaker. What do you do? What do you do? The topic is mind empowerment. Am I right? The topic is mind empowerment in people, but then what you do, how you do that, how do you deliver that? That's a question. That's your designation. What is it? Come on, help me. What are the ways? Now let me ask, what are the ways that you can empower people? Give me 5 ways that you can empower people.
I can talk to the ones who are facing it.
Okay.
Who are unknowingly facing it.
Okay. Number 2.
I can
Number 2.
Like it's just about conveying, so conveying it to them.
Okay. So talking, conveying. What, number 3?
To somehow impact their life.
Okay. Impact. Okay.
And changing the way they look at their life later then.
So how do you do that? The question is how? How? The first one is said by talking. The second one is by communicating, then by impacting. What's the fourth one?
By motivating.
By motivating, okay. And what about the fifth one?
By making them bring what they've understood in their lives.
What is the one word for that?
Pushing them for doing it.
Uplifting them, is that correct?
Yes.
So are you an uplifter?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
So I don't know whether this word matches. Okay, is that is mind empowerment uplifter. Do you think so?
No.
Hmm?
I mean, but it's too wordsy then, no?
Which one is two words?
No,
Uplifter.
it's very wordsy, like it's a very big title then.
Okay.
I do not want it to be a...
Okay, so you need to have either two words mixed together, okay? Or you can
Yeah.
take two words and mix them to one, like for example, edupreneur, education and entrepreneur. Mix them together, make them edupreneur. Or value and entrepreneur, valuepreneur. Okay, or you can take leader and entrepreneur, leaderpreneur. Okay, so that is one technique of doing it. So then you end up with one word. Okay. Otherwise, you take three words and you put them together. For example, in my case, it's leadership, empowerment, master coach. You got me? So the three words. So in your case, you have defined the first two, which is mind and empowerment. So what could be the third one? What do you do? Are you a coach? Do you coach people? So let me ask you that question. You don't coach people. Do you teach people?
No.
Do you teach people?
Yes, maybe.
Okay, 0 to 10, where does it stand? Teaching people.
7.
7. Do you train people?
Yes.
0 to 10.
10.
10. So in that case, you're more aligned to mind empowerment trainer. How do you find that? Now let's take all the three words together. Mind empowerment trainer. 0 to 10, where does that stand? All the three together.
10. Yes.
No, the 10 is not coming from your heart.
Yes, 10. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure about it?
Yes. Yes.
If there is a word, if I mix mind and empowerment, if I merge them together, make it one word, what would that word be? I want you to think properly, okay? Mind, empowerment. These two words, merge them together, make it a word. It's not necessary that it has to be an English word, okay? And I mean to say it's not necessary it has to be a word in the dictionary. If I take these two words, mind, empowerment, mixed together, what is one word?
Mind empowerment.
Okay, now if I ask you mind empowerment trainer, how does that find?
Yeah.
0 to 10. 0 to 10.
10. Yes.
Now, mind empowerment trainer, 0 to 10. Now compare these two words, okay? I want to compare. Let me ask the question once again. Mind empowerment trainer. That's the first word. The second one is mind empowerment trainer. The second word. Which one is more aligned to you, and which one do you feel and think and believe that this is me?
I think still it's a mind empowerment trainer.
Is that the one which is much more aligned to you than the
yes.
Okay, so now you have to introduce yourself to the entire team with your name. You're 100 out of 100, am I right?
Yes.
You're happy with that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so with full courage, with full belief, I want you to introduce yourself to the entire team with your name. Say that I'm Dia Joshi. I'm a mind empowerment trainer, with full confidence, as if you are facing thousands and thousands of people on a stage. You start with the name. I am a, with your title. Break. Again, you do that. And each time you do, I want you to think that you're going up and up and up and up. You got it?
Yes.
The time starts. Take your time with full conviction, with full power, with full belief. Go ahead.
I'm Dia Joshi and I am a mind empowerment trainer. I'm Dia Joshi and I am a mind empowerment trainer.
Little more.
I'm Dia.
And don't use the word and. I am Dia Joshi. I am. Don't say and, okay? I'm Dia Joshi. I am a mind empowerment trainer. Okay, go ahead.
I am Dia Joshi. I am a mind empowerment trainer. I am Dia Joshi and I am a mind empowerment trainer. I am Dia Joshi. I am a mind empowerment trainer. I am Dia Joshi and I'm so sorry. I am Dia Joshi. I am a mind empowerment trainer. I am Dia Joshi. I am a mind empowerment trainer.
How do you find it?
Yes, it defines me.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes.
When you go and tell this and share this with your friends tomorrow, would they make fun of you?
No.
Even if they make fun of you, are you going to take it?
No, I'm not going to be affected by it.
Absolutely. I want everyone to go and bless her. I want everyone to go to the chat box and say, bless you, Dia. Just go ahead. Put your blessings onto her and let her become a soaring eagle and make her life and the life of others purposeful. So ladies and gentlemen, leaders and coaches, thank you very much for joining me in this recharge program. You will definitely find the recording of this video tomorrow on YouTube. And let's meet again next week, Thursday. Tomorrow, we'll be starting the new batch for Speak and Spark 3-day challenge on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those who want to register, just contact me. I'll send you the link and you can join the link. It is a challenge where you'll be having coaches Zena and coaches Safa would be there to help you. Last week we had a session and it went very well, and many of them have joined in the next level program. So I invite you, even if you have done the PSPM, even if you're qualified in your CTC, still I will definitely welcome you to this 3-day challenge on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Sunday, you'll be having a live session with me. Tomorrow, the challenge, and the day after tomorrow, there would be challenge where you have to do your presentation for around about 2 minutes each, and you will be having a challenge of watching a video for 1 hour. So once again, I welcome you all to that particular challenge. And you can also, if you have somebody in your relatives, friends, etc., who would love to change their lives and become a speaker, presenter, or coach, you can share the link with them as well. The challenge will be starting tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and good night.